Actually, of course, I should just remind listeners, viewers, that you were part of that England side that won in India in 2012, opening the batting with Alistair Cook, and you had a good series there, and you played your way, and it was successful. But do you think that coaches are a bit soft, are a bit too nice to players, and that sometimes, because you pointed out there that they don't seem to adapt? Is that partly the coach is sort of saying, oh, well played, hard luck, rather than, teaching them a hard lesson maybe sometimes, or saying a hard word or two?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we are in an era where players have got more power. The advent of franchise cricket, IPL, etc., has given them that so-called power. I'd also say that county cricket has become soft, and I think since the sort of T20 revolution in 2003 and onwards, batting technique has probably been the one thing that has been impacted most by T20 cricket. I think it'd be I would say that players' techniques and their ability to do that for long periods of time isn't once what it was. That's not where the focus is. And players have got more power. I've heard coaches talk about it. A lot of coaches are there to facilitate the players. God, I'm only, what am I, 42 years old, and sort of didn't retire too long ago. But the best coaches I worked with were the ones who were incredibly tough. And, if you got dropped or got a ticking off, you didn't sort of go back and moan about it. You sort of learned from it and tried to come back a tougher player and work on those things. I don't think coaches now want to do that. I think there's too much at stake for them. There's a lot of cushy jobs out there, a lot of rolling on the franchise. They call them franchise coaches, and had an interesting chat with Jonathan Trott a few months ago about, the world of franchise coaching. And, it was quite enlightening in many ways, just to hear how people want to keep their jobs, Simon. I suppose coaches are trying to sort of skirt underneath that sort of line and keep players happy, keep senior players happy. And so you've got this sort of, I don't know, I feel like it's quite toxic in some ways, because players aren't really wanting to push themselves. They're just trying to keep jobs.